Live from Central Michigan University, News Central starts now.
Good evening and welcome to News Central. I'm Keegan Snow.
And I'm Kylie Shapansky. Let's get started.
Our top story tonight, a shooting near Alma College ended with a suspect shot by police. According to eyewitness reports, the incident started around noon today when the suspect pulled up to the police station, exited the vehicle, and fired a handgun at the building. He then re-entered his vehicle and drove west on Superior Street towards Alma College. Officers pursued the suspect where police and the suspect exchanged more gunfire. According to Alma PD, the suspect was shot. We have no word on the identity of the suspect, but according to the police, he was treated at an area hospital and then taken into custody.
News Central reporter Jenna Glazier is in Alma tonight, and she spoke to an Alma resident who witnessed the shooting. Jenna, what can you tell us?
Thank you, Kylie. I'm coming to you live from Alma, Michigan, where an active shooter event has just recently taken place. Two witnesses say that they saw the event begin at the Alma Municipal Building, which is just behind me. Today around noon, a police incident turned car pursuit led law enforcement along Superior Street and ended in front of Alma College's chapel. I talked to two witnesses today and asked them to describe the event for me.
And we looked over, and sure enough, this guy was shooting at the police station, and he was yelling, and he looked like he was on something. He was stumbling around, and then the police started firing back. At first we thought it was a joke or like a drill or something. They started firing back, and he hid behind his car and was shooting back at them. Then he got into the car, and the police started arriving. There was a state cop that showed up first. They missed him.
Tim Rath, director of Alma College Communications, told News Central that the campus community was informed of the shooting incident according to their ALICE system.
An alert that went out to everybody around in the area, just informing them of what was going on. I believe that under our system we don't do a lockdown per se, right? It's the ALICE system.
ALICE stands for Alert, Lockdown, Inform, Counter, Evacuate. It's a fluid survival system created by the Alice Training Institute for active shooter threats. The statement informed the campus community that the threat was neutralized and the shooter remains in custody.
With the events that took place at Alma College, we asked CMU Police Department if an event like this were to occur, what are the steps that campus officials would take to help ensure the safety of the CMU community?
CMU has a number of, emergency management protocols. There's an emergency management team. There's detailed plans built out, from the police response, neighboring jurisdictions, how we all work together. There is, regular, emergency management plans, that talk about, what to do in the event of an act of violence incident. There's obviously Central Alert as well. That would be a resource that would be used, if there was a threat to campus.
Now we'll take a look at the weather with Katie.
Hello everyone. Yes, when you step out the door tonight, you'll be seeing those blue skies that you saw for your Sunday continuing into this evening. Our temperatures are nearly 70 degrees, 67 here in Mount Pleasant, Clare, 66 in Big Rapids. Now, tonight will be a beautiful evening if you want to take a night and have a campfire. Those winds will be calm. 8 p.m. will be 2 miles per hour winds. 55 degrees. Get in some of those last s'more making days before it gets any cooler, which will be coming at the end of the week, a chance for frost. Amber will have more of that in your details coming up in full weather.
New information tonight on the investigation of alleged assault that took place on the campus of Central Michigan University early Friday morning. Police now say they have charged 22-year-old Michael Gottschalk with assault and battery, as well as being a disorderly person. Police say he has a settlement date set for October 20th.
Tonight at 7 p.m., Central Michigan University's Student Government Association will have CMU dining present to hear students' concerns about the dining hall situation. Students wishing to voice issues with the dining company are welcome to join in the SGA's general meeting by joining the Student Government Association's WebEx room found on their social media accounts at CMU SGA. CMU's Student Government Association is working on bridging the gap between the students and the dining service and bringing about changes that students feel are needed in the residence hall communities. Now, speaking of changes, I know it's been nice today, but overall it has been a little cooler. Is it weather, finally?
Yes, we are going to continue to see these cool temperatures heading into the rest of the week, as well as some clear skies. That's really going to start to change as we head into the end of the week, more on Thursday and Friday. I'll have more of that after the break.
CMU's Vice President for Advancement, Heather Tracy, is stepping down today. Now, today, CMU delivered the news on their website that she is resigning effective immediately. She is the second member of President Bob Davies' leadership team to resign their post within the last several weeks. The other Vice President and Provost, Mary Schutten, announced her plans to step down at the end of the year but will remain a faculty member. Now, Vice President Tracy took on her role in October of 2019, and the university says that during her time at CMU, Tracy strengthened the fundraising efforts, noticing that she received the 2020 Case Educational Fundraising Award. Now, Tracy's role will be filled by Jennifer Cotter, the Executive Director of Advancement and Campaign, and Marcy Ottman, Executive Director of Alumni Relations and Development Strategies. Now, our colleagues at News Central will keep you updated as more information rolls in.
With Russia's invasion in full swing, some people may be wondering what President Putin's end goal is for the invasion. News Central producer Kasey Kretz spoke today with David Jesuit, the chairman of the Political Science Department at CMU and longtime student of geopolitics, to get his prediction for this very question.
Well, he has made it no secret that he sees the collapse of the Soviet Union as the single greatest geopolitical catastrophe of the 20th century. He has talked about restoring Russian empire and restoring Russian greatness. And it really is impossible to do that without control of Ukraine. He doesn't see Ukraine as a separate sovereign state. He has already mentioned how, he's questioned the legality of the dissolution of the Soviet Union. He just, he doesn't see it as a separate sovereign state. I think he is probably going to just absorb it into Greater Russia and make it a province, essentially.
The battle for Kyiv is underway as we speak. A Ukrainian official said that the city has been hit by missiles. Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko said Russian troops are close to the city and warned that the night and morning ahead would be difficult. We'll keep you in the know as more details roll in.
For many, the holidays are a time of celebration and cheer, but they can have a dangerous side too. Producer Kasey Kretz spoke with Mid-Michigan Fire Marshal about how you can stay safe during the holidays.
Pretty soon, families all across the country are going to be carving into turkeys just like this one. And everyone has their own way of preparing these birds. But if you don't do so carefully, they can become more dangerous than delicious. With the holiday season in full swing and Thanksgiving just days away, Fire Marshal Darren Sadolski of the Saginaw Fire Department is sharing his advice on how to safely prepare this holiday staple.
And a lot of people like to deep fry turkeys. Make sure you do it outside. Make sure you measure the oil in the pot that you're going to deep fry the turkey in. A lot of people, what they'll do is first fill it with water and then put the turkey in. And then that will show you the level of how much it'll rise. And that'll be your oil level. If that oil splashes out and hits the burner, it's very flammable. And believe it or not, we've had people deep fry turkeys inside garages. So that's, if you're going to do it outside and be extremely cautious of what you're doing. Also make sure that the turkey's completely thawed out.
And as Thanksgiving turns to Christmas and people start decking those halls, they should be on the lookout for these other hazards as well. Christmas lights might be a fun tradition and fun to look at, but as Sadolski warns, they can be very dangerous and a huge fire hazard, especially if they're too close to curtains and other flammable objects. Another big problem is overloading circuits and plugging too much in, and he advises everyone to make sure they have a surge protector with a breaker, which he says will help prevent burning if it overheats. And as far as Christmas trees go, Sadolski is urging people to take this simple precaution to make sure these Yuletide traditions don't become Yuletide tragedies.
If you have a real Christmas tree, make sure you water it. That's key. You don't want the tree to dry out, especially with Christmas lights all strangled through, because that will cause a fire.
Sadolski says these holiday hazards often boil down to people not paying enough attention.
Well, I think sometimes people, they gather and they're excited, they're having a good time, and they lose focus of what they're actually doing.
Sadolski's urging people to be attentive and careful so they can enjoy a safe holiday season. For News Central, I'm Kasey Kretz.
If you do end up needing emergency help, you should call 911 and request appropriate emergency services.